Industry Insider is only available at Promo Corner, the leader in digital marketing for the promotional products industry. Each Monday, they discuss, dissect, and debate a single issue impacting the world of promotional marketing from every industry perspective. Now, it's time for Promo Corner's Industry Insider.
Welcome to another edition of the Industry Insider, your promotional products podcast, where you can get all the nerdy news you need to know about. My name is Jeff Franklin, National Accounts Manager with Headwear USA. I'm joined today by three other lovely folks, but before we get to them, I want to mention that we're brought to you today by Tervis Tumblers. Tervis has been around since 1946, starting with their classic line. Sleek styles make perfect for the active and on-the-go lifestyle. Tervis is the original double-wall insulated drinkware that keeps cold drinks cold and reduces condensation. Backed by a made-for-life guarantee, Tervis is the original customizable double-wall insulated drinkware that keeps hot drinks hot and cold drinks cold. Available in several sizes, including a 16-ounce mug, a 16-ounce or 24-ounce tumbler, and a 24-ounce water bottle. And they've also got 24, 30, or 40-ounce wide-mouth bottles now. Made from Triton plastic, made in America, lifetime warranty, dishwasher safe, BPA free. Trust me, you'll want to go check out Tervis. They are the ultimate drinking vessel in the promotional products industry. And you can do that by going to check them out at tervispromos.com. You won't be sorry that you did. Like I said, joined today by three other lovely folks. Why don't we say hi to Meg Erber. Meg, you're looking fantastic today.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I really feel very fantastic.
How are you feeling though?
You know what? I'm going to go get a COVID test in 2 days. I'm not really feeling very well, and I took my temperature, and I have a slight fever. So otherwise, I'm pretty fine. Just kind of feel a little run down. I was just really stressed out about something, and I thought it was that, just manifesting, but who knows? Maybe that's what it was.
Meg, we've talked about this in the past on a previous show. Okay, we've talked about hygiene during Expo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
you clearly have not been using your neti pot.
I actually have, and I dropped it and it shattered. That's the problem.
Stephen McFadden, how are you doing today?
I am doing wonderful.
Glad to hear it, man.
Not in Vegas, but we're getting by.
Yeah, I'm with you. Well, we're also joined today by Johanna Gottlieb with Axis Promotions, and we are super excited to have you on board to talk about all kinds of things. Obviously, Expo is happening right now, so we're going to talk about PPAI Expo direct to you, sort of a live from the trade show, air quotes there, floor. And then we're going to talk about the promo kitchen mixer that happened on Monday as well. I think that was a really interesting take on how to do networking in this currently virtual environment. So Johanna, before we get into that, why don't you just sort of introduce yourself, tell us all things about Johanna Gottlieb, how you got involved in the industry and your journey since then.
Sure. So next week I'm coming up on 15 years, which is crazy. I'm from New York, so I talk fast and think faster. I was in our New York office for quite a bit. I actually met my husband there. I don't know, a lot of people don't know that, but I met my husband at Axis my first year, and then I fired his ass. So he's an accountant now, but I didn't really fire him, but I love that, and he hates that, so I'm going to say it live. So worked there for about 7 years, and then we got engaged and decided to move to Chicago. He's from the suburbs of Chicago, so we kind of were young and said, let's do this, figure something out. And so we moved. I told Larry Cohen, the owner of Axis, that I wanted to open office here. So opened office here almost 7-8 years ago. And now we have a team of 3 here, just sort of building business in the Midwest. We were acquired by Halo about a year ago. And so they have a headquarters in Sterling, Illinois. So ironically, they didn't have a big downtown presence. So it's been really fun to get to know some of the people there and speak with Mark just about building the business here. So about 15 years in, I am in sales at Axis. I am also the chair of Promo Kitchen. I've been involved with Promo Kitchen for about 3 or 4 years, started as a sous chef. So everything we do is all volunteer. But when I started, I was really committed to our mentor program and sort of building that out and working with a couple people at Promo Kitchen on that. Within a couple years, Robert Fivash, the former chair, asked me if I'd like to step up and become chair. Again, was like, let's do it. Why not? So I got really lucky. It was the first time we decided to do a chair and co-chair. So I'm co-chair with Kate Plummer, who's amazing, just really good partner to work with. She's like my work wife. ironically, we're both twins. We have like a lot in common. She's a doer. I like doers. So yeah, that's my story.
Well, were you in the which office were you in before you moved to Chicago? Were you in White Plains or the city?
No, the real New York office, girl.
Because I used to call on them.
Really?
Jet lag
Awesome.
days, yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. We were in Soho for a while, which was so fun. Like my first job, real job, working in Soho. It was just a great experience for me. And then we went a little corporate and we moved to an office sort of by the Empire State Building. So like you can walk there from Penn Station, or even Grand Central. And it was a really fun time to be in New York. We lived there for a while together, my husband and I. And yeah, good experience. And so that office still exists, but obviously people are working from home.
Yeah. I haven't been to New York in a while. That place chews me up and spits me out every time.
I know. I hear that a lot. I go home a lot. I'm a Long Island girl and I have a lot of family there, and I'm a New Yorker at heart. Chicago is great, and people always ask me what's better, and sort of like you can't compare. The thing that's nice is that I went from a big city to a big city, and we live in downtown Chicago. We have a home here with our children, so he couldn't like drag me to the suburbs. I was like, that's not happening.
So Stephen, you and I got a comment on Facebook. They said that it was Brandon Petridge. He basically said that you and I's hair, they look phenomenal. You know, there's Meg's not getting a whole lot of love on Facebook.
Oh, that's nice.
We got a really nice compliment.
Wait, so someone want me to flip my hair? I can do that. Sorry, it sounded like you wanted a hair flip. Oh,
I can flip my hair too. Okay.
Yeah, it's very rare that we get hairstyle comments, so I appreciate that, Brandon.
okay, well, if you need me to flip at any point, I can like be on call for that. My hair is really all I have, so I'm happy to do that.
Right. So I'm like a constant flipper. I got to. I'm like.
And Meg, I have to say, I told Jeff this the other day during our virtual event. I was like, I'm just sort of petrified Meg will ask me anything about football, because every time I watch one of these, she's talking about fantasy, and I know nothing about football. My husband's like a diehard Bears fan, and I just sort of like leave him alone.
But Johanna, I armed you. You're well prepared now. You only have to say one line and you're good to go. Meg will shut down.
I will not talk. I will not talk smack. I will not talk smack.
I figured.
Oh, come on now.
I'm going to let you guys do that.
All right, fair enough. Well, listen, it's not a football podcast, so we're going to ignore that conversation today. But listen, I do want to talk Promo Kitchen Mixer. This just happened on Monday evening, and there was a lot of people in that thing. So if you weren't there, you missed out. It was actually a really unique, very cool experience. I've never been in that particular, in that website or the server. There you go. And so, yeah, I'm losing it a little bit. Sorry, guys. So listen, what was the server name was, help me out, Johanna.
It's called WonderMe. And Jeff, we weren't making fun of you right now. We were making fun of Steven, who didn't go.
I was bad.
So it's okay.
No,
I have a letter in the mail, I think, from Kate and Johanna. I got to go read.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, because you weren't there. Oh, okay.
I had a prior engagement and I was a terrible volunteer.
Well, we weren't going to go there. That wasn't on my list, but I can add it. Let me just
add it to my list.
Even aren't you a sous chef?
I don't want to get in trouble on air.
This is so awkward.
Oh, I'm getting a phone call.
Yes. Thank you, Johanna, for reminding me. I knew it earlier. I knew I was going to talk about it, and then it just completely blanked. So Wonder.me, it was a really
Wonder.me.
Really cool platform.
It was cool. It was neat, interactive, fun.
Yeah. So a few months ago, just like everyone, we knew we were going to do something. Everyone's obviously pivoting towards virtual events. So a couple months ago, the board and I decided to do our annual mixer, which is usually at the House of Blues, to kick off the week of Expo. And so we said, well, let's go virtual. And so we talked about some Zooms, webinars. We looked at a couple of different platforms. And Dale Denham is a board member, and he suggested WonderMe. You know, we tried it out probably 3 or 4 times, and it was quickly a hard no. It was like people were having trouble navigating it. And this was like in a group of 8. So after 2 or 3 times, I was sort of like, if we do this, cool. If not, I'm okay with Zoom. And then it was actually Charity Gibson. I have to give her credit. She was like, it is our job to push and encourage people to learn something new. And if we're not, who will? And I was like, you're so right. So from that day forward, we started moving all meetings to that platform. We quickly had a team come up with like graphics for not just the invite, but the background to the wall, a virtual photo booth, which is always, again, in the House of Blues and so iconic that people always take photos and tag us. So we had a virtual photo book that required graphics for stickers and props. So we just had so many people putting things together. We also had someone put together video documents on training on how to use WonderMe, Word documents. So we just felt like we really wanted to let attendees feel like they were covered. We didn't want you to feel like you were jumping in with 2 feet and not knowing. I did feel like it was a platform that if you gave yourself a second to play with it, you'd figure it out, as I'm sure you guys did. But really, we've had so much positive feedback. It's really a platform where you feel like you're at an event. Like Jeff Franklin just walked in. Let me go grab him and talk to him in a circle. Meg's here. Let's create our own circle. Steven's not here. Wonder where he is. So we sort of love that part of it. The best part of it as well was like, I think on these great Zooms that we're having, sometimes it's 15, 16, 17 people talking at once. We cap the circles at 15 people. So you can create rooms and circles within and still feel like you're actually having a conversation. And so it worked out really well the day of, just because of the things that were happening with a company that rhymes with we were just worried about some crashing. And so we just like tested it a lot. And then it was like, fingers crossed, it's a virtual event. Anything can happen. I had a couple issues broadcasting to send a message, but honestly, you probably didn't even notice that. So it turned out really well. And Kate and I really wanted it to be a mixer event and networking. So we didn't want to come on and like drill you with education. We didn't want to like have any speakers. We wanted to send the message of what we're doing, thank our sponsors, tell you what we're about, and then have you go party again. And so we really wanted this to feel like a networking experience. And that's the feedback we've heard, that people really enjoyed it. I think we had over 500 people register and probably 200 to 300 show up and get involved. And we also had a lot of donations for the event that go back to Promo Kitchen. So it was a really big win-win for us.
Yeah, so I wanted to go back just real quick. We were talking about Zoom and the difference between that platform and this platform. And, I think this is not to slam Zoom at all. Zoom is a great platform and for what it does. But if you've ever been into a Zoom that has, 150, 200, whatever, that many people, it's impossible to do a networking event, and so this is like literally, think of it as a big square room, and there's, literally tables all over the place, these little round circles that you can drag your circle into, or you can literally virtually walk across the floor, or you can shoot across the floor, depending on how hard you click.
It's the new eye candy.
And it was actually really comfortable too, because when you first go in, it doesn't automatically load you into a circle that, and sometimes you can get sort of uncomfortable in that type of situation. So you load in and you're in the room and you're not talking to anybody. And then you can sort of look around to see who's at what table, and you can go over there and start to talk. And it was a really great platform. So kudos to you guys. Kudos to Charity for pushing you into doing it, because I think it was a really unique experience that I think we needed to see for our industry doing this type of event. And so, considering we're still in the pandemic and, there's obviously light at the end of the tunnel, but we don't know how far away that is. So considering that we're still going to be doing socials and networking events and things like that on a virtual basis, I'm looking at you regionals, like it might be a really good opportunity to do something like this for your regional associations. But yeah, kudos to you guys. It was a really fun mixer.
It was. It really was.
Yeah, the board members and our sous chefs and volunteers really did step it up. We had like, if we saw you against the bricks, like hanging out alone, we'd go over and ask if you needed help. We had like a troubleshooting area. Everyone really stepped it up. So my team.
And let me ask you, is Wonder.me a free service like Zoom is, or is there a fee associated?
So they are free until 2022. And so if anyone's interested, hop on over. We've learned some things that, we could give feedback to them on as well. There's definitely a couple glitchy things, but overall, really no complaints. And Wonder.me is free until 2022, they say.
Awesome. And then we did mention, obviously, PPAI direct to you and some of the technical issues with, I guess, just overloading the servers and lag times and things like that on the first day. Happy to report, Johanna, you talked about earlier today, like there's zero lag or any experience like that at all now. So it seems like they've gotten those kinks worked out. And I know there's, been a lot of communication going out from PPAI about them, I guess, isolating the problem and providing that solution. So I'm glad they've worked things out, because I know that first day was definitely, a bit rough on everybody. So what would you say is your best experience from the show floor? I mean, give us your tidbits on what has happened there.
Yeah, it has gotten so much better. Big, big kudos. I was actually super excited to be in it yesterday, and I'm going to jump on it a little bit. Yesterday, there were so many silver linings. Listen, Vegas, after the promo kitchen mixer, I definitely felt like on a high going into yesterday and exhausted and like sort of the start of Vegas anyway. So I jumped into the booths with a lot of adrenaline. I definitely think some people set up their booths better than others. The way, like, I would love to give feedback on videos and how videos started, because immediately that's how you're going to like stay engaged in a booth. The chat is obviously so easy. When I'm in Vegas live, I'm usually like in booths quickly and already saying like, "Hey Meg, great to see you. Would love to see product." But what I really want is like take my card and make a note to call me in 2 weeks when you're not spinning from Vegas, and then we can actually talk about product. I'll have to say most people don't do that after a show. There's no follow up. I'm always like, take my card. Let's talk. This is not the time, right? There's like 4,000 people waiting to talk to you. So in the chat, I just yesterday made a lot of notes to say like, the product is great. I have notes on this, this, and this. And I would make my notes and then say, but please personally contact me in 2 weeks when you have time and you're not flooded, so we can actually have a better conversation. And I hope that because it's actually, transcribed somehow, people will actually look at that and come back to me and say,
I'll have it in the notes. Yeah.
exactly. Yeah. So it's not one person losing a business card, because I get it. Vegas is crazy. And so silver lining there, silver lining is sort of like being able to jump around, see the new products pavilion, also check out education. How many times have you guys gone to Vegas and go, I wish I could have seen this. Wish I could have jumped into this education session. It's on demand till Thursday. There's live Q&A. So PPA is doing a great job of showing all of that. And I'm so grateful that I can jump into it and not feel like I don't have the time.
Joe, I know there's always that point where some like employee or something will say, "Hey, did you see that thing that's in 4,700?" And you're like sitting in the 100 aisle. It's like, I guess I'll never get to it. So, it's like,
absolutely.
It's like, oh yeah, well, let me just go click on them. You can jump virtually across the entire showroom floor to pretty much see anybody finds. So that's been good for us.
Did any of you guys read the PPB news link that went out Monday after the show? There was an article in there that talked about in tandem promotions down in Georgia and sort of how they planned sort of a company outing to still be out of the office environment, but to attend Expo Direct to You sort of together. They actually did an Airbnb type of situation, like a little bit north of their office, and they all like were in their little matching pajamas and stuff, and basically attending Expo Direct to You on the big screen in the Airbnb. And it's just a really cool way to think outside of the box, to be able to attend a virtual event and really create that camaraderie with your team too. So I just wanted to give them a shout out and kudos to them for.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is really cool. It is really cool.
Sarah Webb is there. I'm in a mastermind with her, and she is constantly looking for ways to engage her team and keep culture alive during a pandemic. And so, yes, kudos to them. She's doing a great job.
That's awesome. Yeah, the first day was.
No, go ahead. I'll ask you the question afterwards.
Yeah, no, the first day was because I'm in a booth with SNS, and the lagging was just so bad. I felt terrible, and I'm like, Bill Petrie jumped in, Kelsey jumped in, and I'm like, hey. 5 seconds, maybe 5 minutes later, it finally pops up on the screen, and then he I think left, and then finally saw it, came back, and it was. I gave up at 1:30. I really did. Tuesday was better. Today, amazing. Zero lag on I'm like chatting with my coworkers. Oh, and what you were saying is, I don't think we had Ellen Tucker on last week, and it was amazing. I learned so much. I was so impressed, and I'm so happy that we had her on. But what most people don't notice or realize is that even if you are exhibiting as a supplier, you have access to all this education and all the networking lounges. I encourage my inside team to go into their regional networking lounge and introduce themselves. Like that, they don't really get out very often, and this is a really good opportunity for them to actually get in there, network, meet their customers. So hopefully everyone gets to take advantage of that, because that's such a great feature that as suppliers we really never get to partake in because we're always on the show floor.
Yeah, for sure.
If we do this next year and everything's still virtual, I was texting the guys. I'm like, I have total FOMO. Like, we should have done this really, really live from the show floor and had the industry insider. So, Polly B, I know you're not going to be there next year, but put in a good word for us. We want to go live from the show floor next year.
and I think, Jeff, like that example and that story, I think there's so many people who are apprehensive going into a show like this that they kind of went halfway in. I definitely think that if there's a second show, people will be more apt to just go 2 feet in, right? Like they're just gonna make an event out of it, set up multiple TVs, and people being, like there'll be a more virtual in-person experience from a distance. Like, so your teams can get together and do stuff. And I feel like I kind of missed that, that would have been a good opportunity for me to do that with my team. We're actually doing a show renovation. So that's what we've been doing instead of going to Vegas. So that's been what we're doing, but the opportunity there to do events or to do a team building activity like that is brilliant. I think that's
love
awesome.
people that think outside of the box like that. I mean, it's such a brilliant move. I know when I started in the industry, it was on the distributor side, and it was with my brother-in-law's company. And they used to always do like company retreats or outings and stuff like that, at least once a year. And so I thought it was just a really unique way to still get people out of the office to quote unquote travel. But to have that sort of camaraderie and to be able to go through that show experience together still was super cool. So yeah, I really needed to shout them out because I thought that was such a unique thing to do with this experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know what else I really love is when I was able to like look at the schedule ahead of time, and then you could literally go in and say, add this to my calendar, add this to my calendar.
Yeah.
And I almost missed it, but Joe had an amazing education session yesterday on diversity. I was blown away by the 2 ladies that she had in there. Everyone was able to articulate themselves, so that didn't come off where like anyone was being judged for the way they thought, or it was inspiring. It was enlightening. It was powerful. I loved it. I love your hair, even though you don't like people telling you that.
Is that a cue?
Hair flip.
Hold on.
Hair flip.
Sorry. I almost missed that cue. Sorry.
I did that a lot because I've got some crazy textured hair, but
Stephen, your spikes are looking tremendous right now.
But I would like to find out, how that came about. I mean, obviously this was 2020 was a crazy year. Diversity, educating people on it is probably a forefront of a lot of people's PR. So I'd like to see how it came to be and tell me a little bit more about these 2 ladies and how they came to be as well.
So Promo Kitchen, I have to say, a few, probably late May, early June, after the passing of George Floyd, did jump on some podcasts and do some diversity talks and really wanted to be up in front about this. Kiani Parent-Savoy is someone from More and More Merch who posted in the Promotional Products Professionals group. And I'd love for people to search for this post if you haven't seen it. So she posted on it on a Tuesday morning, and we happened to be having a board meeting for Promo Kitchen that morning. And she basically said something along the lines of like, I'm a distributor, I'm a Black woman, and everyone's talking about the pandemic and going back to work and trucking issues and shipping issues and delays and COVID. And no one is talking about something major that just happened. And I had like a quiver in my voice because it was such a powerful post and very vulnerable. She said, I'm not an expert, but why are we talking about this and what can we do? And what I love from that is the feedback that she got from that post. Lots of distributors, lots of suppliers, lots of support. No one was dirty or shaming or bashful. It was great. So we reached out to her from Promo Kitchen and said, let's talk. And so I started to develop a friendship with her, and now I'm in a mastermind with her. Now she's a volunteer for Promo Kitchen, but we just started having conversations. And what we keep saying, her and her business partner Sonia, who did the education seminar with us, we keep saying we're not experts, right? Like, I'm not an expert. I don't claim to be. She doesn't either. She's learned a lot this year from discussions she's had. She's vulnerable. She's real. She's raw. Something I shared with you guys earlier is like, my name is Johanna Gottlieb. Everyone assumes I'm a nice Jewish girl, or maybe a not nice Jewish girl. That's up to you. We all agree I have good hair, but they think I'm Jewish because of my last name, and I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm proud of that, but I'm actually a firstborn. My mother was born in Cuba, and my father immigrated here from Argentina. So I grew up with 2 sisters where in the household, we often taught our parents English. They broke in English. They still have accents. My mother passed a couple of years ago, but I had a very different upbringing than most. And so I'm Latin American. Most people don't know that, but it's important to me in my culture. And so I feel like I can sort of speak for diversity for a lot of people, especially in Promo Kitchen. And so the things I've even said with Kiani and Sonia is I am so aware that I can say you 2 are strong, Black with a capital B women. I understand how that might be uncomfortable for Jeff and Meg and Steven, because it feels like, can I say that? Should I say that? Is that wrong? Is that going to offend them? So we sort of started out the conversation yesterday with that. So that's sort of how we opened it, because we wanted you to see, like, no one is bashing. No one is saying she's a Black woman. She is Black with a capital B and proud. And so let's talk about how to have conversations, how to ask hard questions, how to not hold back. And so it ended up being a really good discussion. We had really good Q&A, which, as you guys know, in chats can get crazy. It gets crazy with Facebook Live for you guys, but I was floored by what I saw today. I got a copy of the chats and so much positive feedback. We ended the session with something we're really proud of, which we said that for anyone watching, if you'd like to be accountable, shoot me directly a message on LinkedIn saying, hold me accountable. And in 6 months from today, I will reach out and say, what conversations have you had? What have you done internally? Have you talked to colleagues, friends, family? Share with me something I could learn about diversity. And so we wanted people to feel like there was a call to action. They didn't feel like they attended a diversity session and said, well, I'm good for the year, that they're going to do something next. What next? And today on LinkedIn, I had maybe 15 messages, and it really made me so happy. And I have a calendar invite set up to say, in 6 months, let's talk. Where are you? And again, not an expert. I'm actually really looking forward to like learning some stuff from people that attended and showed up. So really happy with how it turned out. And that was something PPAI came to us probably late summer and said, we love the conversations you guys are having. Did you want to sit on a panel for PPAI? And this was before they knew it would be virtual. And kudos to them, because we planned this for so long live. And then when they knew it was going to go virtual, they quickly pivoted and helped arrange for all of this to happen. So kudos to them on that.
Yeah, they've done a really good job with the education, and I hope that, because of the situation this year, that more suppliers are able to attend some of the education, because it's something that we've talked about in the past, where suppliers are almost barred from the education because at an event like this, you're typically setting up on education day. So it's nice to have been able to jump into some of the education sessions, and I hope other people have been able to do that as well. But like you said, if you haven't, it's not too late. The stuff's on demand, so go check it out for sure. You guys have any other questions regarding Promo Kitchen or the mixer or PPAI direct to you?
No, I know that there's some really good education sessions tomorrow. I know that I think Seth is going to have one at like 9:30, Goon, and then Roger Burnett, Stan Phelps are going to be talking differentiating with a purpose at 11. So I know those are two, like, I'm really looking forward to those sessions. So highly recommend everyone jumps in on those too.
Very cool. So I guess we'll launch into rapid fire then, yeah?
I think I should probably flip my hair at this point, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So good. So good.
I'm professional.
Meg, why don't we start with you with the question?
All right, so you ready, guys?
Nope.
Pizza.
No, Meg, you can't ask that question.
Are you gonna do the pineapple question? Because
No.
Okay.
Chicago deep dish or New York pizza?
That's my question, so it doubles down.
Nope. I thought of it first.
Is this the BP&J podcast live? Are we talking about
no. Did they say that? Oh no. But
no, it's okay. New York.
Meg, way to be original, Meg.
No. Are they talking about sandwiches from New York and Chicago?
Let's talk sandwiches. Come on.
I'm gonna say New York pizza.
Yeah, I'd have to say that too, just because I'm from New Jersey. I don't even like deep dish. I'm sorry.
You need like a fork. That's lasagna. It's like lasagna.
Lasagna. Yeah. No thanks. Sorry.
No, thanks.
Sorry, my Chicago.
New York.
Yeah.
100% New York.
Yeah. New York for the win.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. All right, Steven, what's your question?
If you were in Vegas, what is the one food stop that you always make?
Anything Gordon Ramsay.
So
Our team always goes to the burger bar one night. I feel like it's more just about being at the burger bar with our team. Burgers are good. Conversation is better. Can't complain about the food. The fries are good. Drinks are good.
Is that the one in the Cosmo?
No, burger bars.
Between the two. Yeah.
Luxor and Mandalay Bay. Yeah, burger bar or B-Raw is usually a pretty normal spot. Meg?
I like to go to Yellowfin or Yellowtail. Yellowfin at one of them. They have the best sushi, like the best. But my go-to isn't even restaurant. I go to the spa. I treat myself every Friday, right after the show, or Thursday, whatever the last day is. I go get that 2-hour massage. I don't even care how much it is. I'm like, get in there.
Well deserved.
I just relax.
I actually did that this past year. I didn't do the massage thing, but I just did like the day access.
Yeah.
$30 or something like that. It was really great value.
That steam room, just a eucalyptus steam room, it just whoosh, all through. I love it. It's aces.
Yeah,
my food place is WonderMe Gabi, in front of Paris.
Yeah.
You can actually see the Bellagio fountain, and it's actually like not that expensive and great food. And the bread.
STK is great also.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So my question, since Meg stole my New York versus Chicago pizza question, I'll just ask a straight up Chicago pizza question. All right. Are we going to go Lou Minotti's or are we going to go Giordano's?
Lou.
Really?
That's the consensus for most Chicagoans.
That's true.
Can I call a friend?
No, you cannot. You got to answer the question.
I don't know.
I've only tried each of them once, and I was more of a fan of Giordano's, but it could be because I had to try multiple types to really get a full. And I had the meat lovers at Giordano's and cheese at Illuminati, so that's probably why.
Cool. All right, Joe, what's your question for us?
Oh, being on the spot. What's the most ridiculous thing you've ever done in Vegas during a show? I'm just going to go for the jugular. You don't have really time to lie.
Well, I mean, the jet line days were the crazy days, and everyone who knows that we used to have fun. But I used to go out with Stephanie Bookbinder every year. She was working with me, and we would take out a set of her clients, and we used to play I think I was in a river once. I was being drugged by the escalator. That was one thing. We played this game with a customer where
just it's like, one Meg.
I know. Okay, that'll be it then. I think I was drugged through the river by an escalator.
I want to hear this story. It's the last one though.
I know. It's like, okay, well, I forget what the name of it was. That's why I'm like, bargain farting. But you say something you wouldn't do. And it's like, all right, well, I want you to go and put toilet paper in your dress and walk around the show floor or the bar floor or whatever. Something stupid, but it was other things. I don't know. But the dragging myself through the thing with Stephanie. Yikes. I'm sure that there's more stories that I just don't remember.
Jeff, me or you next?
You can go ahead.
I actually have visual aid. I didn't prepare for this, but let's see. So last year at the Facilis Bash, we were supposed to dress up like villains. And so this is me dressed up as Bane walking through the hotel. So that's probably the craziest thing I've done.
Yeah, it's probably not a good look in Vegas.
We won't go too far into that, but I will say it was quite the hit at the party. So
I bet it looks like a good costume. You did well,
man.
Yeah. So craziest thing I've done, nothing super crazy, but I would probably say either a helicopter ride to view the strip,
cool.
Or is it the sky shoot on the stratosphere, the one that like shoots you way up in the air?
Oh yeah.
I've done the zip line in downtown too, but
we did that. That's very fun.
What about you, Joe?
I have two. One I won't regret sharing. One I will, but I'm okay with that. One, my husband and I, when we were working together, we ended up staying at like around eye candy way too long, and we're gambling, and we ended up gambling with Drew Barrymore at a table for a few hours. That was really fun. The other one.
I know Paul Rudd's sister, so.
Just saying. You guys know that the convention usually coincides with the porn convention in Vegas. So one year, a few people from Access and I pretended we were there for that. One of us was the accountant, one was the talent, one was the manager. We had like a whole shtick going. Went to Eye Candy and met some distributors and ended up convincing them that we were there for the porn convention and had them pitch us on what they did. And listening to people in our industry talk about being a distributor is very, very fun. And then after about 2 hours, we told them that we were with Access Promotions.
I feel like that might have happened to me, actually. I don't, it might have been you.
No, it
Meg
wasn't
was
you. I
pitching.
won't
I'm
name
like, wait a
names.
second.
It was fun. Fun night.
That's so funny. So, Stephen, why don't you tell us about that time you got stopped by security walking through the casino?
A better story.
As Bane?
Yeah.
Oh,
Aliana just chimed in. She told us you got stopped by security.
yeah, multiple times. They were like doing, because I come out of the elevator dressed as Bane, and then I just start walking through the middle of the
Floor? Yeah, I know. I was trying to.
So,
I mean, it's
So-
Vegas. There's been crazier shit that's happened in that.
yeah, but like they definitely wanted to check on me, make sure.
Yeah.
They were like, "Excuse me, my costume party, like here, like I'm a Powell, thanks." And they're like,
Yeah.
"Okay."
Fair enough. All right. So listen, since we've had all this conversation about pizza today, I mean, we should probably talk about what you could pair with that pizza. You know, a nice cold beverage, right? What could you use to put that nice cold beverage in? Probably something from Tervis, I would imagine, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
So listen, Tervis added stainless to their line, to their well-established line about 2 years ago. They had the goal of being better than the competition by utilizing state-of-the-art custom 360-degree UV printing, and they're available in 4 different sizes. They've got a 12-ounce, a 20-ounce, a 30-ounce, or a 24-ounce water bottle. You get a 5-year warranty on the things, 18-8 copper lined, vacuum insulated. They keep your drinks hot for 8 hours, or they keep them cold for 24 hours. Really great drinking vessel. So go check them out at tervispromos.com. You won't be sorry that you did. Definitely go check them out. And so that's the show today, guys. I appreciate it. Joe, thank you so much for being on with us. Thank you for putting on the Promo Kitchen Mixer and giving us all that great experience, even Stephen. Yeah.
Thanks for having me, guys. And please, everyone watching, head to promokitchen.org for more information about some of the stuff that we're doing. Love for you to sign up for our newsletter. Stephen, let's talk.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Look, she fired her husband, man. Like, come
Fired
on.
my husband, dude.
And I'm just some
I'm
nobody.
scared for
So
I'm scared for you.
I am not going to contact you.
I'm gonna
Today.
jump on the
Today.
12:45 meeting that you just sent me.
You guys, you're a blast. Thank you for letting me joke around with you and talk. And this was really fun. Keep up the good work. It's so fun tuning in and seeing who's on and how much you're going to make fun of one another. It's super fun.
Oh yeah, good. Well, thank you.
Thanks,
you.
Thanks
guys.
for being on. Take care, guys.
Take care.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Promo Corner's Industry Insider. For more great content from industry thought leaders, including podcasts, blogs, and videos, visit promocorner.com.